r/legaladvice. My brother stole almost all of my inheritance and spent it on food and games. What action should I take against him? Hello. I'm a first-time poster, and I'm also on mobile. I'm 19, and I currently live in New York City. My parents died when my brothers and I were young. Eldest was 11. Second, the brother in question, was 7, and I was 5. They left money for each of us once we turned 18 to help with college and life expenses. I turned 18 last year and went through the process of getting the money. It was in March 2019 that I finally got it. It turned out to be a large sum, around $230,000. I decided to split the money into two accounts, $75,000 into a savings account that no one was supposed to be able to touch, and the rest into my checking account. I wasn't spending much every month, and my grandma has only taken out a few thousand to take care of bills, but that was only $1,000 to $2,000 a month, so a maximum of $12,000 by this time. Yesterday, it came to my attention that my entire checking account had been bleed dry, only $200 to my name. I called the bank, and we found several instances of transfers of large sums of money, from a range of $1,000 to as much as $25,000, over the 6-month period after I deposited the money. My savings account has also been taken from. I'll admit, I really should have been paying more attention, but I was sure only me and my grandma had access to them, and I got no warning from the bank about any of these transfers. We tracked where the transfers were going, and they were going straight into my brother's account. He had somehow gotten a hold of my info. When I confronted him, he said he had spent it all and only had about $4,000 left. He spent it all, a whole $197,000, on food and on in-game purchases. I know it sounds unbelievable, but after looking at his bank statements, it's true. It's just line after line of Uber Eats, Postmates, and game purchases. My grandma wants me to forgive him and let him work to make the money back, but this man just finished community school and has no work experience. It would take years for him to make that money back on minimum wage. Should I call the police and have him arrested? Is there any way to get that money back? Edit. Okay, I've decided to call the police and sue the bank. I know how to get my hands on bank statements, and I'll record him confessing to the theft, but I don't know how to hire a lawyer. Where do I start? Edit #2. Okay, I just figured out how he got a hold of my account details. My grandma sends him to the store with her ATM card sometimes to get money. He memorized her card and PIN, found the account shared with me, and took from it. One way or another, this is going to end up being about drugs. Even if he was spending $100 a day on Uber Eats and games, it would still take him over a decade to spend the money he spent. I really wish I could show you the bank statements. Just purchase after purchase of some 99.99 thing in the game, over and over, all in one day, and then the next day, and next day. There were also PayPal and Twitch charges too, a little less frequent. He never leaves the house, he's a shut-in. I never smell drugs on him, though he does have an odor from not showering regularly. Good news, maybe, in-game purchases made fraudulently get reversed all the time and the game company actually has money, unlike your brother. You'll need a police report though. I find it very hard to believe that he really spent $197,000 on food and on in-game purchases. I know you say you checked his bank statements, but I think your math may be off, because he inherited $230k same as you, right? So if he only has $4k left, then he didn't spend $197k. He spent closer to $400k, your money as well as his. That's a hell of a lot of takeout food. I think it's far more likely that he spent all his money and transferred all your money into another account. If you file a police report, then it's possible to find out if he transferred the money elsewhere and is simply claiming he doesn't have it. No, he and my older brother got way less than me. He spent all of it before I even turned 18. I know because I remember him complaining about money. His accounts before the first withdrawal were nearly empty, meaning he spent whatever that amount was, I'm guessing around maybe $100,000, and then took from me. I'm going to file a report, so we'll see about any hidden accounts. If he stole your personal information, To drain the account, definitely call the cops, file a report, and provide the report to the bank. He will face consequences, but that all falls on him. If he was named on the account, then he had the right to transfer the money, and unfortunately more than likely nothing can be done. Can you clarify which it was? You said you thought he wasn't on the account but not positive. Absolutely contact the police. Brother or no, he robbed you of a significant sum of money. This isn't payback territory. You also need to work it out with a bank, and may need a lawyer for that. Ask comedian Dane Cook about letting family near your finances. Just to confirm, the brother in question was not an owner of any account in question, and he was not given access to the account in question by someone who is? If so, you are clear to immediately notify the bank and file a police report. Were these wire transfers, or just debit card usage? That may affect what the bank has to do, but in any case he is criminally responsible and civilly liable for the theft. However, unless he's very rich, he is not going to have $200,000 to pay your judgment or any restitution that a criminal case might yield. I would seek the services of a forensic accountant and lawyer to review the matter. The complicated issue isn't what your brother is liable for, all of it, but what if anything your bank may have to return. Sadly, not checking your bank statements is really not going to help you here. Your deposit agreement will have a lot of caveats. For example, if you, or a co-owner, if this is a joint account, gave him the bank account number, that can be construed as permission to withdraw as far as the bank's concerned. Again, you can still get it back from him in theory, but he might not earn that money for decades. Unlike many cases on this sub, his insurance is not going to solve this problem, because homeowner's insurance usually excludes intention torts, such as fraud or conversion. Frankly, I doubt all of that money went to his stomach. I wouldn't be surprised at all if this was part of an organized money laundering ring or something like that. Tons of small purchases to evade detection, then sell the in-app currency on the black market to get clean cash, rather than spending it on what he really purchased. That's enough money to buy my house and a new sports car at sticker price. There's no way he spent it all on games. If your brother was charged federally, he could be looking at 30 to 37 months and up to a $60,000 fine for an offense like that, though he would likely plea out to something much less. For a simple case like these, state charges are more likely, but the federal sentencing is easier to estimate, so I use that as a rough example. He had no ownership over any of my accounts. The only account he has is linked to my grandma. That's it. I never gave him access, never told him my PIN or anything like that. I can only imagine that he stole my card and copied the number and then figured out my PIN. The transfers were done over the phone. I'm not sure of the correct term for them, but on my statements it says CBP transfer. Absolutely go to the police. Your parents meant for you to have that money. Left alone in an account, you could have retired early with it, or used it to pay completely for university. Now he's stolen your parents' last gift from you. I'd be livid. He's your older brother and is supposed to have your back. What a waste. Did he do the transfers via accessing your account? Did he add himself to your account fraudulently, or did he just pretend to be you? According to the bank, he did a CBP transfer, which is essentially calling in via phone and transferring from one account to another. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but all he had to do was know my card number and my PIN, and then send a select amount to his own account. My grandma does the same thing when she takes money for bills. Does that still mean I have a case against him? Yes. He accessed your account without her or your permission. Go to the police station and file a report. $200,000 is a lot of money and the police will definitely be interested, unlike if it were just $2,000 or some small amount. $200,000 is beyond small claims court. Might be a good idea to contact a lawyer and stop talking to your brother. The one and only thing you should be doing is talking to a lawyer now. You need to stop talking to your bank for now, and your family for now as well. You need to have a hard conversation with your lawyer about what you want to do. If during some investigating it comes out that grandma had a hand in this, You need to let your lawyer advise you of fraud laws, which will likely send your brother to jail for a long time, but will also strong arm the bank into giving you your money back if they were in any way at fault for allowing this to happen by not sufficiently safeguarding your account. Drop everything and go talk to a lawyer. There's probably a path forward, but it's never simple or easy, the decisions you have to make. If you report it, you may stand a chance at getting it back. Immediately let the bank know it was fraud. They should have protected your money better and are liable. Okay, your grandma might want you to play nice, but here's the thing. You basically had $200,000 stolen from you. This isn't about your grandma, your brother, or family. Someone stole $200,000 from your bank account. It doesn't matter who it was, and it doesn't matter how it gets paid back. Because I'll tell you this, he's never going to be able to pay back $200K. If it was stolen, then the good news is it might be insured and the bank might be able to get some, if not all of it, back to you. The thing is, you're going to have to file a police report. I know you might not want to hurt your brother, but I don't think you realize how big of a crime he committed. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell so that you can see when I upload new daily content. Goodbye.